everyone. Salam alaikum. Thank you for being here tonight. I'd like to introduce you to a new product which we released about 8 weeks ago called Keychain Desktop. It's a simple product to solve a problem that everybody has today, which is that we all travel around with relatively large, heavy computers. And wouldn't it be great if we would be able to stopped. Wouldn't it be great if we could travel at our convenience without having this heavy device with us, and instead carry the applications, the underlying operating system, all of our data, the secure tokens and the VPN configuration that we need on something really as small as a standard USB stick. And that's what we did. 2 years ago, we had a client, and during a meeting, the client said to us, we have a need, a real need, with people traveling all over the world to remove their laptops, let them leave the laptop or the desktop at home, have PAs that work in their office, and when they complete their day and go home, and the odd occasion someone calls them to ask for assistance, they have a method and an easy way of logging in, getting hold of all of their applications, all of their data, in exactly the same way as they would have if they had their work PC with them. So we scoured the net and we talked to lots of people and we said, how would you solve this problem? And we realized that no one had. And it was a great opportunity for us to put our brains together, sit there and figure out how would we solve this problem. Because of this sort of humble beginning, it's given us a great opportunity to start turning around and thinking about how you put this together. What technology do people really need when they travel? And what are the things that people need when they're away? So we recognized that two things were incredibly important. Security was something that was very, very important to the companies themselves, and ease of use and portability was very important to the people who own the device. And so we took a USB stick and we started with a blank piece of paper and said, how would we create the solution? We took about 10 different operating systems, pulled them apart and looked at all the documentation around us, and figured there are good ones, okay ones, and one or two brilliant ones. And we took a brilliant one. We found out how to integrate all of the VPN software, all of the security that everybody requires today. And it's very simple from a user's perspective because they plug the stick in, switch the PC on, and first of all they're asked to put in a password. And that password decrypts the area where they keep all their personal data. So we have two areas on the stick. One that has the operating systems and applications, and a second that's fully encrypted, enclosed and protected with your data. And then we looked at the applications and we said, what would people want if they have something brand new? And everybody said they want Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and Outlook. So we ship a Unix environment, but the applications we give are Windows. So when you give it to, let's say, somebody who's used a computer for some time, it's instantaneously familiar. The ability to log into their corporate VPN using the same process and the same procedure that they're familiar with means that when you look at storing data, we ship the device with 7 gigabytes of free space, but we don't ask users to save data on that space. We use that space so if you have lots of email, all of that email is stored locally, it's fast to recover. If you have attachments, double click on it, it opens straight away. All the rest of the documents are stored where you'd want them to, on your corporate network. So if you have your personal file done on, let's say, an F drive, and you have shared drives, let's say M drive, an N drive, an S drive, those would be the spaces that we ask people to store their data. And that works very well for the corporate environment. But at the other side, we have the personal environment, the consumer. And the consumer says, there's a raft of technology out there that we know. Most consumers today use things like Google Mail, which support the IMAP standard. So any email that you send out or receive, we can keep, but you see it online and on your desktop. There was a gentleman in the audience who mentioned Dropbox, an amazing technology for storing all your PCs on your desktop, on your laptop at home, and on a Keychain desktop. A great, great way to turn around and hold all your files live without worrying about what happens if I lose the stick. We've designed the stick to be very inexpensive, but if you lose it, it's not a problem. You just replace it with a new device. As a company, we believe the best thing for us to do is become the most wonderful software developers we can be, the greatest technical architects that we can find and be. And therefore, when we look at the structure of our business, we think the sales and marketing of that business should go to distributors in each of the different territories across all of the different regions. So our strategy today is meeting people who already sell IT technology to large and medium-sized enterprise. And we're very fortunate, we have built up, only after about 8 weeks, 5 really great resellers. And we're looking for new resellers to take our products to the rest of the world. It's a great approach and a new product, and something when we've spoken to other manufacturers has never been seen before. We were incredibly lucky during GITEX to be granted a meeting with the head of Microsoft's OEM licensing division. And we came into the meeting without a laptop, with no technology at all apart from the key. And he looked and said, "How are you going to present your technology? How are you going to show me what you do?" With nothing. And we said, "We'd like to borrow your laptop." And we took his laptop, plugged it in and switched it on. And he was instantaneously spellbound by one thing. Everybody here has PCs, and most people here make their own PCs at home in terms of putting the operating system, the applications, and more critically, the drivers. And we've spent 2 years building the universal drivers, which mean if you take one stick and you were to put every manufacturer's laptop on this stage, we can honestly go from each laptop, boot up, connect to the internet, connect to all of your online files and the web, and be operational within about a minute and a half. And there is no requirement for the end user to do anything other than switch the device on and plug it in. One of the things I wanted to do is to actually talk about how Keychain Desktop, is this disappeared? See if this helps. Can we switch this on? Thank you. One of the things I wanted to do is talk about why I became an entrepreneur. Everybody here loves technology, and everybody here wants to be a part of a new, young company with something new. And over the last couple of years, I've given a couple of speeches, and this was a movie that we saw that really captured the essence of why we wanted to be the small company that we are. Why we found a problem that when we looked around the market, no one else had solved, and took the process that we had thought about how to solve these problems. And we've had 2 years of huge challenges and lots of late nights sitting around a large whiteboard trying to solve the problem, and the great elation when you've finished. And this captures it in about 2 minutes. Thank you. So just quickly to summarise. Keychain Desktop, we've been in the market now for 8 weeks. We've got 7 partners and growing worldwide. We've sold over 100 keychains. It's an exciting time. It's an exciting time to be here, and all the technology is being developed here in the UAE. Thank you very much.